Let me start this video with the reasoning section. I think initially in reasoning, first 5 question is coded inequality, and 6th question to 10th question is syllogism, and the remaining will be arrangement, direction, blood relation, like that. So first of all, let me solve this coded inequality 5 question. So friends, my only advice is, if you are going to solve a coded inequality in your exam, kindly don't use your pen and also don't use your paper. That is the best way to solve the coded inequality. Why? Because by seeing a computer writing the same statement in a paper, it's completely waste. So practice a lot, just see the computer alone, don't use pen and paper, solve all the question. I think we have posted many different lessons on the topic coded inequality, right? Okay, so first of all, they have given a statement W less than or equal to P, and P greater than G, G greater than I, and I less than or equal to N. So by seeing this statement, I can surely say that we have already seen in lesson number 3, I think so, connecting a statement. Look at the first expression, the last letter is P. Similarly, the second expression, first letter is P. So it is easy to connect all the statements. Just listen carefully, friends. I am just going to convert this equation as W less than or equal to P, and both the P are same, so P greater than G, and both the letter G is same, so connecting both the letters G, G less than I, and similarly I less than or equal to N. So finally, by using the given statement, we have converted the statement into a single expression. Now comparing all the conclusion is so easy. First conclusion is I greater than P. So while comparing I and P, we have dissimilar, so false. Second is N less than or equal to W. Just see, N is here and W is here. So but while comparing N and W, we have 4 symbol, but here 1 greater than, 1 less than. Again, conclusion number 2 is false. Conclusion number 3, N greater than G. So we need to compare N and G. Listen carefully. While comparing N and G, we have 2 symbol. One is less than and the second symbol is less than or equal to. So the common symbol out of both the symbol is only less than is common. And here we got, while comparing N and G, we got G less than N or N greater than G, both are same. And similarly, the conclusion 3 says N greater than G, which is exactly correct. So we can say that conclusion 3 alone is true. So I think the option is conclusion 3, which is only 3 is true. Option number B is your answer. Question number 2. So here the question number 2 is U less than D, D equal to S. Friends, this statement is based on lesson number 3. Why? Because just see, the statement number 1 last letter and the second statement first letter is same. So it is easy to connect all the statement, right? So this can be written as U less than D, D equal to S, S greater than Y, Y greater than or equal to W. So finally we have framed a new statement. By using this statement, it is easy to compare all the conclusions. S greater than W. So we need to compare S and W. So while comparing S and W, we have 2 symbol. One is greater than and greater than or equal to. So the common out of both the symbol is greater than. So we can say that S greater than W is true. So conclusion number 1 is true. Conclusion number 2, D greater than W. So while comparing D and W, listen carefully. I think in the coded inequality itself, I have while teaching coded inequality, I have again and again said one concept, that D equal to S, both are same. D equal to S, right? So this can be written as only DS. Why? Because only because of that equal to symbol, most of the students are making a mistake. So better rub that equal to symbol, just assume that D and S both are equal, right? So now our target to compare D and W. So while comparing D and W, we have only 2 symbol. So the common out of both the symbol is greater than. So we can easily say, while comparing D and W, so we got an answer D greater than W. So similarly, the conclusion 2 says D greater than W. So conclusion number 2 is true. Conclusion number 3, Y less than D. So we need to compare Y and D. Listen carefully. While comparing Y and D, we have only 1 symbol, that is D greater than Y. Friends, can you able to understand this, right? While comparing D and Y, we have only 1 symbol, that is greater than. So D greater than Y or S greater than Y, both are same. So D greater than Y, this can also be written as Y less than D. And similarly, the conclusion 3 says Y less than D. So conclusion 3 is also true. So finally, we got an answer for question number 2, that is all the conclusions are true. So option number 1, option number 2, option number 3. Look at the option number 3, all 1, 2, 3 are true. So we can say that option number 3 will be our answer. Question number 3. So here the first letter is A less than N, and here the second statement K greater than or equal to N. Listen carefully. We can convert this equation as A less than N, right? And this can be written as N less than or equal to K. Both are same. k greater than or equal to n or n less than or equal to k, both are same, right? And here k and m both are equal, so just write this as k and m, right? Don't write that equal to symbol again and again, saying only because of that equal to symbol, where most of the students are making a mistake. So better don't write that equal to symbol, assume that k and m both are equal, right? And m less than r, so m less than r. So finally we have framed a new statement, right? Listen carefully, both the n are same, right? So this can be written as a less than n alone. So a less than n less than or equal to k, k and m both are equal, and m less than r. So let me move on to conclusion number 1, m equal to n. So while comparing m and n, we got m greater than or equal to n, but the conclusion says only equal to. So conclusion number 1 is wrong. Conclusion number 2, n equal to k. So friends, listen carefully, while comparing n and k, the resultant will be less than or equal to k, but the conclusion says only equal to k. So again conclusion number 2 is false. Conclusion number 3, we need to compare r and a. So while comparing r and a, we have 3 symbol, and the common out of 3 symbol is less than is common. So while comparing a and r, we got an answer a less than r, but the conclusion number 3 says r greater than or equal to a. Only we got r greater than a, here it is r greater than or equal to a. So conclusion 3 is false. So finally for question number 3, all the conclusion is false. Then go with option number D, right? So option number D is none is true. So we can say none is true for question number 3. Question number 4. So here they have given a statement that is d less than or equal to v and d greater than t. Listen carefully here, the first statement first letter is d and the second statement first letter is d. So let me write this equation, that is statement as, listen carefully, d less than or equal to v or v greater than or equal to d, both are same, right? And here d greater than t, so d greater than t. And here they are saying that t and k both are equal, so this can be written as tk, and here k less than or equal to f, so k less than or equal to f. So finally we have framed a new statement by using the given statement, right? It is so easy. Listen carefully, v greater than or equal to d, v greater than or equal to d, and d greater than t, and t and k both are equal, so don't write this equal to symbol, write this as tk, and k less than or equal to f, so k less than or equal to f. So let me move on to conclusion number 1, d greater than k. So we need to compare d and k. Listen carefully friends, while comparing d and k, we have only one symbol, that is greater than, so we can say that d greater than k, which is true. Conclusion number 2, t greater than or equal to f. So we need to compare t and f. Listen carefully, here it is t, right? While comparing t and f, we have only one symbol, that is less than or equal to. So the answer for this will be t less than or equal to f, or f greater than or equal to t. And here the conclusion says t greater than or equal to f, but while comparing we got f greater than or equal to t. So we can say that conclusion number 2 is false. Conclusion number 3, v equal to k. So v and k they are saying equal, so definitely it will not be equal. Why? Because v is here and k is here. So while comparing v and k, we have two symbol, that is one is greater than or equal to and greater than. So while comparing both the symbol, definitely greater than will be the answer. So while comparing v and k, we got v greater than k, but the conclusion number 3 says v equal to k, so which is wrong. So finally for question number 4, we got conclusion 1 alone is true. So see, option number 1 is eliminated, option number 2 is eliminated, option number 3 is eliminated. Just see option number 4, only 1 is true. So we can say option number 4, that is only 1 is true, is true. The last question. So q equal to s, q less than b, k less than or equal to b, and k less than or equal to w. I think q and s both are equal, right? So this can be written as sq. And here q less than b, so q less than b. I think here b greater than or equal to k, so this can be written as b greater than or equal to k, and k less than or equal to w. So finally we have framed a new statement, right? So k less than or equal to w. So be faster for while framing this statement, right? If you frame the statement correctly, then definitely you will get 1 mark in coded inequality. Listen carefully, q and s both are equal, so sq, q less than b, b greater than or equal to k, and k less than or equal to w. So conclusion number 1 is q greater than or equal to w. So friends, listen carefully, while comparing q and w, we have 1 less than, 1 greater than, so dissimilar, so conclusion 1 is false. B greater than s. So while comparing b and s, we have only one symbol, right? So while comparing b and s, only one symbol which is less than. So less than, that is s less than b, or b greater than s, both are same. And similarly conclusion number 2 says b greater than s, so we can say that conclusion number 2 is true. Conclusion number 3 is b equal to w. So they are saying that B and W are equal. Listen carefully, here the symbol B and W. So while comparing B and W, we have two symbols, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, but one greater than, one less than while comparing. So definitely inequality, we know that it is false. So we can say that B equal to W is also false. So finally for this question we got only option 2, that is conclusion 2 is true. So let me see the option. Option number 1 is wrong. So option number 2, friends listen, option number 2 is only 2 is true. So we can easily say option number B will be our answer. So friends, finally in practice set number 1, coded inequality is so easy, but kindly practice more number of questions on coded inequality. Don't use paper and pen to solve this coded inequality in your exams. Once you solve more number of questions just by seeing a computer, getting 5 marks in 3 minutes or 2 minutes 30 seconds, it will be so simple. Let me concentrate on the second section on the reasoning, which is syllogism. I think first 5 question is coded inequality in reasoning part, and the next 5 question we have asked is syllogism. And here my friends have not concentrated on the reverse syllogism, but they have concentrated on the normal syllogism. And the conclusion that is based on all, definitely not, then definitely, and some not, then possibility, either or pair, at least, no. So these are the conclusion I think my friends have concentrated on set number 1. Yeah, definitely, at least, some, either or pair. Okay, no problem. So let me solve all the questions in the topic syllogism, right? Okay, so question number 1. And here the statement says all steps are road. So all steps are road. Okay. And the second is some roads are rat, right? You can see the question here. Some roads are rats. And the last is all rats are rain. Okay, so all rats are rain. So finally we have drawn the Venn diagram for the given statement, right? So conclusion number 1. Some rains are definitely rats. Some rains are definitely rats. Yeah, it's exactly correct, right? Listen carefully. In this diagram, some rains are rat is true. And here conclusion number 1 says some rains are definitely rats. Yeah, definitely rat. So conclusion number 1 is true. Conclusion number 2. Some rains being steps is a possibility. So some rains being step is a possibility. Listen carefully. Rain and step both are inside a single Venn diagram, and it is also, and it is not a definite statement, right? So some rains or being step is definitely possible. Why? Because both the rains or step are in a single Venn diagram. So we can say that conclusion number 2 is true. Conclusion number 3. All rains are road. All rains are road? No. Some rains are road is correct, but they are saying all rains are road. So conclusion number 3 is false. Conclusion number 4 is all roads are step. All roads are step? No. Some roads are step is correct, and all steps are road is correct. But the conclusion number 4 says all roads are step. All roads are step? No, it is wrong. So finally for this question, only conclusion number 1 and conclusion number 2 is true. So look at the option. So option number B, which we have conclusion number 1 and 2 follows. So we can say that for this question, option B is your answer. Question number 2. So the statement is some houses are buses. So some houses are buses. Okay. And all buses are fruits. So all buses are fruit. And the last statement is some fruits are stars. So some fruits are stars. Okay, so let me move on to conclusion number 1. At least some stars are houses. Some stars are houses. They have used the word at least some star. The meaning of at least is some both are same. At least some stars are houses. There is no connection between star and house. So we can say that conclusion number 1 is false, right? At least some and some both are same. So conclusion number 2. Some fruits are not house. Some fruits are not house. Listen carefully. Conclusion number 2 is based on some not concept. If it is some not, whereas all the parameters are inside a single Venn diagram, so some not does not follows, right? Without seeing, we can directly say this. Conclusion number 3, some buses are stars. Some buses are stars. I think conclusion number 3 is false, right? Because here it is bus and here it is star, so there is no connection between bus and star. So we can say that conclusion number 3 is false. So conclusion number 4, all fruits being bus is a possibility. All fruits being bus is a possibility. Yeah, it's possibility, and here all fruits being bus is definitely possible. It's also not a direct statement, right? So listen carefully. All buses are fruits, and here the conclusion says all fruits being bus is a possibility. Fruits and bus both are in a single parameter, and it is also not a definite statement. So we can say that conclusion number 4 is true. So finally for this question, we can easily say answer is conclusion number 4 alone follows. I think option number 1, right? Look at option number A. Option number A is 4 follows. So we can easily say option number A is the answer for this question. Question number 3. On question number 3 is all doors are cars, right? So all doors are cars and all cars are leaves. Okay, so all cars are leaves. Then no leaf is a fruit, right? So no leaf is a fruit. Okay, so no leaf is fruit. So always remember that to draw a line like this, so that you will not be confused that which is no, right? So here no leaf is fruit. Okay, so let me move on to conclusion number 1. No door is fruit. So no door is fruit, there should not be any connection between door and fruit. Definitely there will not be any connection between door and fruit. Why? Because all doors and cars are inside the leaf, and we already know that leaf and fruit, there is no connection between leaf and fruit. Here the conclusion says no door is fruit. Definitely there will not be any connection between door and fruit. Similarly the conclusion says no door is fruit. So we can say that conclusion number 1 is true. Okay, so conclusion number 2. So conclusion number 2 is no car is fruit. Again no car is fruit is also true, right? So conclusion number 3, some leaves are definitely doors. Some leaves are definitely doors, which is exactly correct. Listen carefully. Some leaves are car is correct. Some leaves are door is correct. So they are saying that some leaves are definitely doors. Yeah, it's definitely doors. So we can say that conclusion number 3 is true. So conclusion number 4, at least some leaves are cars. At least some both are same. Some leaves are cars. So some leaves are cars is also true. So finally it's easy syllogism. So finally we got all the 4 conclusion is true. So we can say that option number 1, no, option number 2, option number 3, option number 4. So look at option number D. Option number D is all follows. So we can say that option number D will be our answer. Question number 4. So all tigers are roads. So all tigers are roads. Okay, and no road is forest. So no road is forest. Okay, so there is no connection between a road and a forest. And the last is some forest are sheep. Okay, some forest are sheep. So finally we have drawn the Venn diagram for the given statement, right? So tiger, road, forest and sheep. Okay, so let me move on to conclusion number 1. Some tigers being sheep is a possibility. Some tigers being sheep is a possibility. Yeah, definitely possible. Why? Because there is no connection between a road and a forest, right? So sheep can connected with road and also sheep can be connected with tiger, right? There are possible. And similarly conclusion 1 says some tigers being sheep is a possible. Definitely possible. So we can say that conclusion number 1 is true. Friends, got it. Why? Because they have said only there should not be any connection between forest and road. They have not told that sheep should not be connected with road. We can connect sheep with road and also we can connect sheep with the tiger, right? And here conclusion number 1, some tigers are being sheep is a possible, which is possible. So conclusion number 2, all roads are sheep. All roads are sheep. No, right? Road is here and sheep is here. It is not a possibility conclusion. It's a direct conclusion. No road is sheep and there is no connection between road and sheep. So we can say that conclusion number 2 is false. Conclusion number 3, at least some sheep are tigers. At least some sheep are tigers. Listen carefully, at least some both are same. It's a direct conclusion. Some sheep are tigers, right? There is no connection between sheep and a tiger. So we can say that conclusion number 3 is false. Conclusion number 4, all forest are tigers. All forest are tigers is again false. Why? Because there is no connection between forest and a tiger. And now the conclusion says all forest are tiger. So we can say that conclusion 4 is also false. So finally for this question number 4, we got only one conclusion is true. First conclusion alone is true. Option number A will not be your answer. Look at option number B. Option number B is conclusion 1 alone follows. So we can say for the 4th question, option B is true. Question number 5. So some leaves are tigers. So some leaves are tigers. Okay. And the second is some tigers are dog. So some tigers are dog. Okay. And the last is all dogs are bats. So all dogs are bats. Okay. So finally we have drawn the Venn diagram, right? Leaf, tiger, dog and bat. So let me move on to conclusion number 1. Some bats are leaf. At least some bats are leaf. At least some both are same. Some bats are leaves. Some bats are leaf. There is no connection between bat and leaf, right? So we can say that conclusion number 1 is false. So conclusion number 2. Some dogs are definitely leaves. Some dogs are definitely leaves. No, it is false, right? There is no connection between dog and leaf, but the conclusion says it's definitely leaf. No, conclusion number 2 is false. So conclusion number 3. No bat is leaf. No bat is leaf. Yeah, which is, friends, listen carefully. Conclusion number 1 is some bat are leaf. And the conclusion number 3 is no bat is leaf. It's a complementary pair, right? Friends, listen the conclusion carefully. Conclusion number 1 is some bat are leaf. Conclusion number 3, no Battis leaf. It's a complementary pair, but you should not go directly and say option number A is true, right? If it is a complementary pair, I have already taught you on a lesson number in the, I don't know which lesson exactly, but in syllogism video, one lesson I have completely taught about the complementary pair, right? So complementary pair, if you need to decide it's a complementary pair or not, only by using the no conclusion. So no conclusion, basic diagram, it should be true, possible diagram, it should be false, then only you need to say it is a complementary pair, right? So here conclusion number 3 is no Battis leaf. According to the basic diagram, there is no connection between bat and leaf. So we can say that basic diagram, the conclusion is true. When we move on to the possible diagram, there is a possible of connecting bat with leaf. So in possible diagram, it is false. So basic diagram true, possible diagram false. So it satisfies the rule. So we can say that conclusion number 1 and conclusion number 3 is a complementary pair, which is most important. So if you can't able to understand this, kindly go to my YouTube channel, where in the playlist you can find a syllogism. I think the last lesson will be the complementary pair in the playlist. So just see the complementary pair video, which is most helpful for you, right? So finally, for this question number 5, conclusion 2 is completely wrong. So conclusion number 1 and conclusion number 3 is either or pair. Just look at the option, right? So either 1 or 3 follows, which is option number A, right? So option number A, we got an answer, there is either 1 or 3 follows. So we can say that option number A is true. So friends, finally in this 5 question, it's not so easy and also not so difficult. A moderate level question, I think my friends have picked this. But listen carefully, try to solve the question faster. Only if you know the concept 100%, you can clear the syllogism topic, right? So practice the other sets so that you can easily crack the syllogism within 2 minutes, 5 questions.